Hello, all you risk takers and truth seekers to podcast Life, the battlefield. Today, I prepared a special episode about a topic very near and dear to my heart, the fear. But not just how you can control fear, how you can tame the fear, how you can deal with the fear. Because I enjoy the fear almost entire my life, particularly when I was in a war. And I was afraid in a war. I spent 5 consecutive years in combat. And there was no day when I was not afraid. But today I want to talk about fear from different point of view, different angle. Angle where the people around us using the fear to control us, to steal from us, to cheat on us, to take it hard-earned money. Because this podcast, it is about you. Life, the battlefield, it says itself. We are experiencing daily battles, financial, health, family, love, emotions, business. But it's life. That's what we get by birth. Battles. We're fighting our battles. Today, it's about selling the fear. So let me start this podcast with a story. Yesterday, I went to see my mom and we had the coffee. And my mom, she made the coffee, we talking, she locked the doors and the windows, like she doesn't want the neighbors can hear at us, and that's she type of person she is. Anyway, suddenly as we start speaking about God, literally about God, there's a providence. Boom! Somebody knocks on the door. I said, Mom, you gonna go open the door? She said, no, you go. I said, okay, I will go open the door. When I opened the door, I saw the 2 ladies. And one of the ladies, she holds some papers with her. And with a glimpse of my eyes, I saw the word God. But she tried to explain to me something. And so my mom, front yard has all the angels, the gods, the Holy Mary, and all the saints, angels, archangels. I mean, very nicely done, but you can see my mom, she's a religious person, very religious person. But the lady, she tried to explain to me that God is upset with me, that God is angry with me, and they can save me from that anger. I don't want to name that order because it's like, I'm reserved when somebody comes to me and talk about church, try to sell me the faith. Nobody asked me what is my faith, but they try to insert into me their beliefs. So stop doing this. I was born Roman Catholic, and I will die as a Roman Catholic. You get religion by birth, and I will follow that religion. Not blindly, I did it during the war, and didn't work very well for me because I asked some questions and I've been reprimanded. This lady, she gives me paper. I said, thank you very much. My mom, she was, oh my dear Lord, what is this? But on a paper, top of the paper says, God is angry with you and something like this. And it's like, why would they say something like this? Why the God will be angry with me? These 2 ladies didn't speak proper English, and I know they're doing things because that church told them to do it. Before there was a guys in the suits, with the ties and everything else, with a nice story. But I don't buy that crap, Don't come on my door and try to sell me the faith, because if you come on my door to try to sell me the faith, you are that one who does not have the faith. Because God, Roman Catholic Church built the business around one man, Jesus Christ. They built the business. Roman Catholic Church is one of the most powerful banks in the world, Vatican. Besides this, I said, thank you. I saw the paper. She's selling me fear. But fear can disappear if I tap my card, because she has FOS machine. Then as I spoke to my mom, she goes to do something in the kitchen. I saw the article on my mobile phone. I was waiting for her reading. And then I come to this guy who's called Patrice Runner, 57 years old, and says, Coal man who swindled $175 million in massive psychic fraud scheme, sentenced to 10 years. Now, this is another one who tries to sell something, and he did sell. What they say? $175 million over the period of time, of course. That's this podcast it is about. This podcast, it is to equip you, to you understand that it's possible, that nobody should take advantage of you. Anyway, long story short, I'm reading the article, Patrice Runner, extravagant lifestyle born on the backs of millions of older or vulnerable Americans has come to the end. So, what he did, actually, he says among Runner's scams, his surname is a Runner, his companies sent a letter falsely perpetrated to be individualized to millions of people. The correspondence written in cursive was seemingly from the famed French psychic Maria Duval and promised the recipient opportunity to achieve great wealth and happiness with the psychic assistance, according to U.S. Department of Justice. Guys, this is the sick people who are preying on you, on me, on everybody else. You think I'm immune on this? No, I wasn't. You think I wasn't taken for the ride? Yes, I did. But one thing I learned, that fear, it's normal. Fear, it's part of the life. That's the reason why we have a third brain. It's called the what? It's called the animal brain, or what they call the T-Rex brain. That's correct, T-Rex brain. So the thing it is, the fear, nobody can remove the fear from you. Doesn't matter how many podcasters you're watching. Doesn't matter how many situations you experience in your life. Fear, it's normal. You need to embrace the fear. It's part of the life. Because you know what it is? Once when you face the fear, somehow, it's gone. Then you looking how to work with that fear. Now, this guy, he took $175 million. Can you imagine him and those people knowing they're freaking lying? I don't want to swear here. They're lying to you. As most of these so-called the gurus, he will send the letters promising, I'll do the psychic thing, whatever it is. You're going to be rich, happy, wealthy, whatever it is. $175 million, but he comes to the end. There's a lot of these influences and everything else in our lives, around us, behind us, on our sides, who are looking how to make the money. They try to portray something what they're not, and they try to sell something what doesn't exist. Ladies, to those two ladies last night, they tried to sell me fear of the God. You can't sell the fear. If you sell the fear, you're coming from the lack of fear. So you are afraid of your little order, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And those two ladies, because I said before they come the guys with in a suit and the ties, selling the same thing. This time they're selling the fear. Stop selling the fear. You know, if the God is that type of the creature or the being or whatever it is, you know what I mean, that you believe that he's just angry with all of us, it is not. That's not the faith. That's not the God. But they're selling the fear. That's my point. That's my opinion. So I try to understand some of the things, why things are happening to us, you know what I mean? Why we are experiencing things as we're experiencing. During the times of financial uncertainty and wars, inflation, and widespread poverty, we're experiencing heightened anxiety, fear, and a sense of helplessness. That is normal. These conditions can make individuals more susceptible to seeking solace and answers outside of traditional systems. No question asked, which may seem to have failed them. And I'm going to share with you 7 reasons why people might turn to these quasi-priests, non-traditional churches, and fake prophets during challenging times. I want you to pay attention, particularly those who are promising you that they are coming from the God. They are honest, decent people. They're priests and religions, whatever you want to call them, who are dealing with this through the centuries. Now, all this new generation of the priests, like their God talk to me, their dreams, and, well, I have the church here close to me by, people who are giving 10% of their salary every month. Entire family just vanished with the money and everything else. The church is like, what? You don't run church as a private entity. It's not a family. It is something that was being created for the greater good. It's a place where the people worship the God, they pray, they try to find the solace, they try to find the peace. That's what the churches are. People are the worshiping and the praying. People are the sharing their thoughts around the God. But there are the people around us who's going to try to sell the fear to us. And I'm saying this to you guys. Fear, it's normal. So before I dig deep into these 7 reasons why my people turn to these quasi-priests, non-traditional churches, and fake prophets during challenging times as it is now, I want you to know you are good enough. Me, Mario Bekes, telling you, you are good enough. Nobody has right to say to you that if you're being afraid that you're a coward, that being afraid you're not good enough, they're going to change this side of you. Nobody lives in your brain. Nobody controls your brain except you. Before we go, I want you to say to yourself that you're good enough, and being afraid, it's okay. And the God, whatever you believe, whatever religion you are, whatever faith you are good enough. I can't protect everybody and anybody. Here in this podcast, I'll share my knowledge. So I've done some research and I tried to find 7 reasons why the people looking for those quasi-priests and influencers and public speakers who are actually selling lies. Number 1, they're seeking comfort and hope. Now, in the face of hardship, people naturally seek comfort and reassurance. Religious and spiritual leaders, whether legitimate or not, often claim to offer certainty and solace. It's up to you to decide. However, fake prophets and quasi-priests might provide simple, comforting answers in a world that feels increasingly complex and threatening. You can't escape this world. This is your world. Number two, it's desire for explanations. We all seeking the answers. Now, when traditional explanations and solutions fail to alleviate suffering or explain why bad things are happening, well, guess what? Alternative figures can become attractive for their ability to offer different explanations or new perspectives. These figures often present their views with a conviction that can seem appealing to those who feel lost or desperate. Don't seek the answers from the people who don't know, who don't have experience. Ask them, what's your education? What's your level of academics? How do you know this? I'll give you a quick story. I know somebody who's a psychiatrist. He's a great guy, very smart guy. He's a forensic psychiatrist, to be even more precise. And he went to learn something was called the NLP. And he questioned the guy who's there presenting, and he explained to him, he said, Mario, every time I asked what's the references, he didn't want to talk to me. At the end of the day, they took him my money, told me don't come back. So he questioned the guy from NLP, that sort of coach. He said, how do you know this? Give me references. Of course he's going to ask. He's a psychiatrist. He wants to know the referencing. Who done research? How is that research? Don't put opinion, because if you accept opinion as a reality, they're playing with your mind. You're going to lose. You're not going to gain nothing. Number three, it's a sense of community and belonging. We all love to belong to something. Now, the people who turn to these religious groups or movements often foster a strong sense of community among their followers. Now, for individuals feeling isolated or maybe marginalized by economic hardships, this group offer a sense of belonging and identity, which can be incredibly powerful. That's why people join, because they want to belong. They feel that they're part of something. But are they? The fourth one is the so-called empowerment through action, right? When you have these quasi-religious leaders and prophets and influencers frequently call their followers to action in ways that can make individuals feel empowered to affect their own destinies. During these times of powerlessness over personal economic circumstances, the call to proactive engagement can be particularly enticing. And why is that? Like those two ladies yesterday, they come on the door, the English was not great, I can understand, and I felt sorry for them. I let them to talk. Even my mom, she was going ballistic, she's like, oh my God. I said like, Mom, let them finish. But they're doing the job, nobody want to listen. And now you're going online and you're listening all these people giving you miraculous promises. They're promising you that you're gonna belong to something. But actually, most of them, they look how to make money on you. And in those conversations, you open your heart and soul. And what they do, they smash you. Like this guy here. Patrice Runner. He defrauded millions of older and vulnerable Americans. Imagine that mind of these people. Those two ladies yesterday, they didn't steal nothing from me, but they have an Air Force machine. Just need to join. Just need to be, become part of that group. Yeah, they don't ask me, do I want, but God is angry with me. That's the first thing. God will forgive me if I join to them. So they're offering miraculous promises. In desperate times, the promise of miracles, whether it can be financial, medical, personal, can be hard to resist. We all love to solve the problems. Now, leaders who claim supernatural powers, because they're dancing and singing on a stage, that they can change circumstances or predict the future, like this guy, can attract followers with the hope of escaping their difficulties. All what they want is your money. You can solve all your problems. You have the family members, you have the friends, you have your local priest. He's there in that church for the last 25 years. Excuse me, Padre, Pio, whatever it is, name. Not Mari, but somebody else, right? Just ask the question, say, listen, what I can do? Nobody can solve your problems except you. Nobody can help you with your health except you. Nobody can do things for you except you. I was one. But what it is in the times like this? We have this command of authority and charismatic leadership. Charismatic leaders can exert a strong influence, especially when they appear to stand against perceived failures of the existing systems. I can say to you, every time when a man opens his mouth and says, man, no woman, man, my life was bad. My mom, she couldn't do this and that. Who cares? Who cares? It's a life. Look, going in Africa, I was born in 70s, beginning of 70s. And I remember, the hunger in Ethiopia, right? When I saw all these kids, I said to myself, my God, I have the only bread and the lard on top of the bread with the red paprika. My mom, she says to me, be happy that you have this because look at those kids in Africa. My mom, she was typical communist product. Be happy, have the bread, slice of bread with the lard, a red paprika. Of course, I wanted more. Charismatic leaders, they appear there because they're practicing this. They're not charismatic leaders. They're first gonna dump you. They're gonna dump you. They're gonna leave you. They will not even share the coffee. Their authority often comes not from official positions or traditional sources of power, but from the ability to connect with and engage people who feel disenfranchised. You come on the internet, it's like, you should wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. Who cares? Who says you need to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning? What you are loser are. To somebody says to you, you need to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. Can I share something with you? Something from practical knowledge. Most of the wars starting between 3 and 5 a.m. Do you know why? Because the body sleeps deepest. Do you think that you're going to solve all your problems in your life because you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning? No, it doesn't work that way. I don't want to even talk about some things that what body produces, not producing, because I learn in academy. When I talk about academy, I talk about military academy, intelligence academy. We have those subjects, how the people recognizing, the fear, the rewards, like how to deal with anxieties, how the body reacts with the weapons. You learn these things. We learn these things. So don't BS to me or yourself that waking up 4 o'clock in the morning because some leader, he told you, leader. I love this, leader. How many leaders you remember during the lockdown and the COVID? How many of these leaders were actually there for you? None of them. They were just talking behind the screen. Can do nothing for you. Don't be fooled because somebody has a charisma. Stay longer with that person. The world is full of fake leaders and charismatic persons. Just give them time. Like this guy, Patrice Rana, 57. He's going to spend in prison for another 15 years. So most probably never going to come and see the freedom of his life. But he chose that one. He lived almost entire his life on your back, my back, and everybody's back. But I said this because it's elderly people. Number 7, it's very important solution. That is simplification of complex issues. What does that actually means? In confusing times, like right now, global climate change, we want electric cars, we don't want the wars. There's a draw towards figures who can simplify the world's complexities into binary choices of good and evil, right and wrong. This simplification can reduce feelings of anxiety and overwhelm. Like, you choose good or bad. Choose the God, He's going to help you. If you don't choose the God, you're going to die. Understanding these dynamics is crucial in addressing the root causes of such shifts. And most importantly, guys, I want you to know that you are good enough. You are good enough. Being afraid, it's okay. So don't let nobody tell you that being afraid, it's wrong. That God's going to help you because they tell you it's going to help you, or you need to choose between this or that. Always think what you can do first for yourself, and then go to the people closest to you, people who knows you, people who understands you. I didn't have a choice in my life. I was 18 years old and I went in a war. Not because I wanted to go in a war. War happened to me and I was left by my parents. They made a choice to leave me behind. But you guys, you can live your life without giving opportunity others to take advantage of you. So let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Selling fear, does it pay off or not? Please feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you.